man from each team in the ring. Ric Flair and Mr. Unpredictable Dick Slater with Dark Journey against Hacksaw Butch Reed and Jake the Snake Roberts. And of course, Reed still wearing that collar around his neck from the pile driver suffered at the hands of these two men. Collar and elbow into a headlock, both men fighting for position. And of course, Flair judo chopping Reed right into that neck area. But powerhouse Reed reversed Ric Flair right into those. Look at that slam. Look at him. You understand now the tremendous reservoir of power the North American champion has in order to get out of these situations. That's why he can be so cocky, so confident. You know, when you've got that ability, that's what weight training has done for athletes. They've got the same athletic ability, but then they got that reserve of tremendous explosive resistance training power in order to get themselves out of trouble. And when you've got that power, you get pretty confident. Jake the Snake, the master of the DDT, Hacksaw Butch Reed's partner. Of course, Ric Flair has emphatically stated he's done everything to get rid of Reed. Hired bounty hunters, Dick Slater to the tune of $50,000, but they've been unable to do it. And Ric Flair has actually emphatically refused to wrestle Butch Reed again in the Mid-South area for the world's title. He is now refusing to, he said this match, as far as he's concerned, is his last match in Mid-South. He will not wrestle in the Mid-South area again. You know, that really lowers my estimation of Ric Flair. I considered him of the three world's champions, quote unquote, to be the best athlete. But when he can start dictating where he goes and who he wrestles and the terms of the contract, in my estimation, it has then left the realm of sport and starting to be blackmail. And when the National Wrestling Alliance lets him get away with it, I'm certainly glad that I'm not a member, that I'm an independent promoter, that we don't have to cater to the whims and the ego of these type of people. As you can see right now, Butch Reed takes the best shots Ric Flair's got, and then he decks it. And that's why the champion doesn't want to be here. There's a lot of people that don't want to be in the Mid-South area. They can't stand the competition. I don't care what you say. You go in the arena and you compare it head up, side by side. You look at all the stars and all the publicity from all the different areas. When they come here, they get one thing that is really qualifies you real quick. That's a get check. That's to see just how tough you are and if you can take the competition day after day, time after time, because the Mid-South fans are the finest wrestling fans in the world today, and they're used to this top competition, and they can spot a guy. They can spot somebody who can't handle it. Right there. You could come in and your reputation will get you right where Ric Flair landed, right on your rump. Jake the Snake standing by out there. Jake the Snake is really an unusual individual in wrestling. 6'5", 6'6", tremendous height and leverage. He doesn't have the big, bulky, resistance-trained muscles of Reed. The smoother type, the endurance type, he has the leverage of his height, a completely different physique. Jake the Snake's not going to meet you head-on in every condition. He's more of a devious thinking individual, a tactician he calls himself, but he has something that he's perfected beyond what anybody else has ever perfected, the DDT, a hold that just takes him home. And if he can get you in it and hit you with it with his height and leverage, it's just over. Just like Ric Flair, he couldn't quite make it out of the ring. And Butch Reed knows it. He's walking tall, and listen to these fans. They love it. Tag is made. He's going for the DDT right now. The champion knew it and sagged to his knees real quick to get down close to that mat where he couldn't get dropped. Ric Flair knew he was in trouble. Jake the Snake cautious. Carl Fricke trying to break these men. It's like trying to separate a couple of porcupines. You got to both be ready and watch each other. Those short little left jabs that just punish a guy, keep him off balance. Jake the Snake's not going to knock anybody out with him, but he can sure harass the hell out of you because he's got such a long arm reach, keeps you off balance. And when you're trying to think about